when discomfort is actually a good sign, how growth feels confusing, not exciting. Clarify mind. Episode. We're taught that growth feels good, that change feels exciting, that improvement feels like motivation, clarity, confidence. But for many people, real growth doesn't feel like that at all. It feels uncomfortable, confusing, sometimes even wrong. You don't feel proud, you don't feel powerful, you just feel off. And no one really prepares you for this part, because discomfort doesn't look like progress. It looks like something is breaking. But what if it isn't? Part 1, the expectation versus reality. Most of us imagine growth as an upgrade, a better version of life, a clearer direction, more certainty. But growth rarely arrives like a reward. It arrives like tension. You outgrow habits that once felt safe. You question routines that once gave comfort. You start seeing flaws in a life you were once proud of. And suddenly, nothing fits the way it used to. Your old mindset feels too small. Your old goals feel empty. Your old identity feels unfamiliar. This is usually the moment people panic. They assume something has gone wrong. They assume they've lost motivation. They assume they're regressing. But this phase isn't failure, it's transition. Part 2, why discomfort shows up. Discomfort appears when your inner world is changing faster than your outer world. Your mind has moved ahead, but your life hasn't caught up yet. You start wanting things you don't fully understand. You feel pulled towards something new, but you can't explain what it is. You're no longer satisfied, but not yet fulfilled. That gap is uncomfortable, because certainty disappears before clarity arrives, and the brain hates uncertainty. It prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar possibility, so it sends doubt, fear, confusion, not to stop you, but to test you. Part 3, the confusion phase. This is the phase nobody talks about. The phase where you don't feel inspired, you feel unsettled. You wake up knowing something needs to change, but you don't know what. You question decisions that once felt obvious. You feel disconnected from people who still live the way you used to, and that creates guilt. You wonder, why am I not grateful anymore? Why does this feel wrong when everything looks fine? Why am I uncomfortable for no clear reason? Because growth doesn't always announce itself with excitement. Sometimes it whispers through dissatisfaction. Part 4, why it feels lonely. Discomfort isolates you, not because you're alone, but because you're changing. People around you may still be comfortable where they are, and you no longer fully belong there. So you start editing yourself, explaining less, withholding thoughts. You don't want to sound ungrateful. You don't want to seem dramatic. So you carry the confusion quietly, and that silence makes the discomfort heavier. But loneliness isn't the sign you're lost. It's often the sign you're early. Part 5, discomfort versus danger. Not all discomfort is bad, but not all discomfort means growth either. The difference is subtle. Growth discomfort feels stretching, unfamiliar, mentally exhausting, but it still pulls you forward. Danger discomfort feels shrinking, draining, like you're abandoning yourself. Growth challenges your identity. Danger erodes it. So the question isn't, am I uncomfortable? It's, am I becoming more honest with myself, or less? Part 6, why excitement is a bad metric. We've romanticized excitement as proof of progress, but excitement is unreliable. It fades quickly. It depends on novelty. It disappears when effort begins. Growth is quieter. It shows up as discipline without applause, as choosing discomfort over distraction, as staying with questions instead of rushing to answers. Real growth often feels boring, heavy, confusing, before it feels meaningful. If you wait to feel excited, you'll abandon yourself halfway through becoming who you're meant to be. Part 7, the identity shift. The hardest part of growth isn't learning new things. It's unlearning who you thought you were. You start releasing identities that once protected you. The people pleaser, the achiever, the one who always stayed quiet. And without those roles, you feel exposed. Discomfort is the space where the old self dissolves before the new one forms. It feels like emptiness, but it's actually possibility. Part 8. What to do in this phase. You don't need to force clarity. You don't need to rush decisions. This phase asks for patience, not pressure. Sit with the discomfort long enough to understand it. Journal without trying to sound smart. Reduce noise instead of seeking advice from everyone. Let confusion teach you what excitement never could, because discomfort sharpens awareness. If your life feels confusing right now, if growth feels heavier than expected, if improvement doesn't feel exciting, you're not broken, you're becoming. Discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're no longer asleep. And clarity doesn't come before growth. It comes because of it. Stay with the process, even when it doesn't feel good yet. Welcome to Clarify Mind.